morning children. Today we shall see solution of a quadratic equation by completing the square method. First point, let us see why should we know this method. There are two examples I have kept in front of you. First one is x square plus x minus 20 equal to 0. You know so far the factorization method. So if we are going to use that, then what we will see? Product is what? 1 into minus 20, that is minus 20. Product is negative, we are finding difference. Difference is coefficient of x, that is 1. What are the two numbers? Product 20, difference 1, 5 and 4, right? And since the difference is positive, our numbers will be plus 5 and minus 4. Fine, and you could have proceeded with that. See another example. X square plus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. What is the product here? 1 into minus 5. That is, product is minus 5. Okay. And what is the difference? 2. Now searching the two numbers such that the product is minus 5 and difference is 2. It is not possible to search those numbers, right? Because for 5 we can have the factorization only as 1 into 5. And in either case, 5 and 1 do not give the combination of 2, difference 2. So does it mean this equation will not have the solution? No, definitely it is going to have. The thing is that probably the pairs what we want to search, they are not that simple integers or whole numbers which we can very easily guess. So to solve these kind of equations, we use two methods. Out of that, one is completing the square, and applying this completing the square to the standard form, we can directly get the formula. So in the next part we shall study that also. Right now let us see how to solve this equation, which cannot be solved by factorization easily, by completing the square method. Now completing the square method basically works on this perfect square trinomial. You all may remember this formula: a square plus 2ab plus b square equals a plus b the whole square. What is the significance of this formula here? That this trinomial is a perfect square trinomial because it can be written as the square of some binomial, right? So if we could use this method here, when you observe x square plus 2x minus 5, it is not a perfect square trinomial. So what we will do, we shall try to make it a perfect square trinomial. That is our first step. Okay. And one very easy method I am explaining it, and in the second sum I will go for the method which is followed by your textbook. For understanding, I think so this method you will find easy, which I am explaining right now. So here first thing I have to observe is that whether this equation is in standard form. Yes. Second is, since the coefficient of a square here is 1, so I need to check first thing what is the coefficient of x square here. Again it is 1, so I can proceed here. Then x square plus 2x I will keep as it is. They are going to work as the first two terms of my expected perfect square trinomial, like this, a square and 2ab. Then minus 5 is not making it a perfect square, right? So I shall introduce one term from my side which makes this x square plus 2x plus that unknown term as a perfect square. So how to find the third term? There is a formula. I will show you the formula also, and I will show you the reason also for that. Third term is half into the coefficient of x the whole square. So here what you will be doing? Half. What is the coefficient of x here? 2. Whole square. Can we simplify? Yes. This becomes simply 1 square. And 1 square is what? 1. This is going to be our third term. How this formula is derived? That also see. Look at this part. In this expression also, suppose we were knowing only a square plus 2ab. Then how to find b square? For that, first thing you will eliminate 2. So to eliminate 2, we multiplied by half. Okay. Then this trinomial is working here in what? A, right? So second thing what you are going to ignore is a. That is, we are saying coefficient of a. What is the coefficient of a here? B. 2b. Getting? Coefficient of a is 2b. So multiplied by 2b, and if you square it, what is the answer you are getting? B square. That is our third term as well. Okay. This is how, using this principle, this formula is found, and directly using the formula you can find the third term. So what is the conclusion here? That 2x square plus 2x, if I add 1, always add because square is always going to be a positive number, then this has become a perfect square. A square plus 2ab plus b square is the perfect square of which binomial? A square, that is a, and b square you are taking it as b, root of that, a plus b the whole square. So here what will be a? First term will be what? Root of x square, that is what? X, plus y plus connecting sign. B square is what? 1. So b will be what? 1. So here a will be what? X, b will be what? Square plus 2x plus 1 is the square of what? X plus 1 the whole square. That will be the next step. Now since I have added plus 1 from my side, which is not given basically in this question, so what I need to do to balance this section? I will subtract also minus 1. Did you get? Have I changed the basic equation given there? No, it is still x square plus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0, because plus 1 minus 1 will be ultimately 0 only. So we have not changed the equation. From where 1 is got, why it is got, that is known to you. Now look at this part. This will become x plus 1 the whole square, and just check out this. Minus 1 minus 5, what it will become? Minus 6 is equal to 0. I said that I will show you one easy method, and in the next sum we shall shift for the textbook method. Here what I am suggesting, that you write here, see, do not forget what is our purpose of doing all these things. We want to know the value of x, right? So you need to take it out. So I will keep x plus 1 the whole square on one side, minus 6 shifted that side. What it will become? 6. First step. Then second thing what I would like to eliminate is this square. So for that what I will doing, I will be taking the square root on both sides. Taking square root of both sides. If I am taking square root of x plus 1 the whole square, what it will become? X plus 1. Okay. And if I am taking the square root of 6, it will become plus minus under root 6. Clear? Now very simple, you must have understood. We have found the value of x. Keep x as it is, plus 1 you shift on that side. What it will become? Minus 1 plus minus under root 6. Therefore the value of x will be what? Once you take plus sign, another time you take minus sign. Value of x is minus 1 plus under root 6, or minus 1 minus under root 6. So this is how we have found the roots. What method it is? Completing the square. All these many steps I have given for you to understand what exactly from where we have got. Then of course next time, once you are clear with this, mechanically you can follow the steps. Step number 1, check out if the equation is in standard form. Step number 2, check the coefficient of x square. It should be 1. If not, I will take one example to show you that we have to make it 1. Then the first two terms we are going to consider of a perfect square trinomial. So we need to find a third term. Using this formula we can find it. Adding to that term we shall get the first two term followed by this third term. It becomes a perfect square trinomial, which can be expressed as a square of a binomial. And then remaining part we shall work out, and shifting to that constant term to the right hand side, you take out the square root first, then just you need to shift the term along with this binomial here to find the value of x, right? Let's see one more example. See the second example now. 9y square minus 12y plus 2 is equal to 0. Is it in standard form? Yes. Second step, check out what is the coefficient of y square here, 9. So what I said, coefficient of y square should be 1. So in order to eliminate this 9, what you will have to do, both sides of this equation will be divided by 9. So 9y square upon 9 minus 12 upon 9y plus 2 upon 9 equal to 0 upon 9, which remains as 0 only, right? Then simplify it further. What it will become? Y square. Can you simplify this? Minus 4 upon 3 y plus 2 upon 9 as it is equal to 0. First step is clear. Next, these two terms considering as perfect square trinomials, first two terms, we need to find the third term. So find the third term. Third term, what formula I gave? Half into the coefficient of y. Hide y. What left here? Minus 4 upon 3. Don't forget to take the sign, okay? Minus 4 upon 3. The whole square. This is our third term. What you can simplify here is 2. So you get here minus 2 upon 3 the whole square. That comes as what? 4 upon 9, right? So we will be making it a perfect square trinomial now. Y square minus 4 upon 3y, and as you add 4 upon 9, this has become a perfect square trinomial. Again, adding 4 upon 9 means you need to subtract 4 upon 9. And in the original equation, what is the last term there? 2 upon 9 equal to 0. I hope you are clear with all these steps. Now this has become a perfect square. What is the connecting sign here? Minus, okay? A square minus 2ab plus b square pattern it is. What will be our a? First term is y square. So your a, that is first term, will be y here. This is 4 upon 9. So what will be the square root of that? 2 upon 3. You see, when you are finding this third term, no? There before you square it, actually you have got the second term of your binomial also, minus 2 upon 3. Anyways, the whole square. Clear, children? Now work out with this. Here you need to be very careful. See, this is negative sign and you are going to work with this. No? So first thing is that you take out the negative sign common. So what left here? 4 upon 9, and since negative is out, this positive will become what? Minus 2 upon 9 is equal to 0. This works as y minus 2 upon 3 the whole square minus, denominators are same, so what it will be? Simply 4 minus 2, 2 upon 9, right, is equal to 0. Now here is the chain. Last sum, in order to make you understand easily, I have shown that you can shift this over right hand side you can take the square on both sides and then you can find the value of y. Of course, that is the correct method and you will be awarded full marks for that. Whatever textbook is using, that method will do. Textbook is using a square minus b square, another formula. You may remember that. What is a square minus b square? It is a plus b, one bracket, another bracket, a minus b. So in simpler words, we are going to factorize it. This is a square term, this is not a square term. So express, you have to see that 2 how you can write into the form of a square, and 9 also you can write the square of which number. That is what we are going to see. So y minus 2 upon 3 the whole square minus, you need to write this 2 upon 9 as in the form of a square. So what number you can write 2 as the square of? You can write 2 as the square of root 2, correct or not? And 9 can be written as the square of 3. I repeat again, we cannot change the equation, we have not changed. See, our original term is 2 upon 9. So when you square root 2, we have written in the form of square, na? When you square root 2, you get 2. When you square 3, you get 9, right? This is how a simple term is expressed into the form of a square. And now use the formula a square minus b square. That will give you a plus b. What is our a here? This full expression is a. And root 2 upon 3 is b. So a plus b will be what? In the bracket y minus 2 upon 3 a plus b. b is what? Under root 2 upon 3 bracket close. Second bracket a minus b. y minus 2 upon 3 a minus b root 2 upon 3 bracket close is equal to 0. Okay. Then we use the zero product rule here. So zero product rule tells us either y minus, now you can simplify also, I will simplify it over here. So y and minus sign as it is there, you need to be very careful. Or easy way, you can first put it equal to 0, both the terms can be taken that side and also can be worked out. It is up to you, I will solve it here. So first thing, I will take this minus sign common. Okay, then what left here is minus 2 upon 3 will become what? 2 upon 3. And since this minus sign is common, this plus becomes what, children? Minus under root 2 upon 3 bracket closed. Next means before applying the zero product rule, I am simplifying this. Y, take minus sign common. What left here is 2 upon 3. Minus is common, so it becomes plus root 2 upon 3 bracket close, entire bracket close is equal to 0. Now put up y minus, this you can simplify also. So simplify, denominator will be 3 and you can write it as 2 minus root 2 whole upon 3 equal to 0, or y minus, here it will be what? 2 plus root 2 whole upon 3 is equal to 0. So this will give you y is equal to, this minus will, this full thing you are shifting there with minus sign. So what it will become? Simple, 2 minus root 2 upon 3, or y is equal to, minus is taken that side, so plus 2 plus root 2 upon 3. And these are the rules of this equation. Now what I want to explain here, since I have simplified this expression here itself, so directly I have got the value of y over here. Had I not simplified this, what would have happened? That also I will show you. Let me check if it is seen. Your question gets over here. Okay, I am showing you the additional part. Had I not simplified over here, had I taken it as y minus 2 upon 3 plus root 2 upon 3 directly is equal to 0, and y minus 2 upon 3 minus root 2 upon 3 equal to 0. Then what will happen? So y you are going to keep on this side, minus 2 upon 3, going to right side, what it will become? Plus 2 upon 3. Plus will become what? Minus root 2 upon 3, which can be further simplified as y is equal to LCM 3, 2 minus root 2 upon 3, just the same. Similar way here also, y is equal to, both negative will become positive, 2 upon 3 plus under root 2 upon 3, which you simplify further and you get 2 plus root 2 upon 3, which remains the same. It is up to you at whichever step you want to simplify it. Here minus sign is taken common, so directly also you can get the answer, but be very careful. Whenever minus sign is there, you have to take precaution that you do not miss out any step. I hope you are clear with completing the square method, right? Thank you.